Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Justyn. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm pretty much going to explain to you guys everything that you need to know about Weight Watchers. So in case there's anybody who isn't familiar with me or my channel, my name is Justyn. I am 23 years old and I am currently on a weight loss journey. I have been trying to lose weight for like umpteen years. I've been on YouTube for almost 3 years. And for most of that, I failed at trying to lose weight. It wasn't until 9 months ago that I signed up for Weight Watchers, which is now called WW, and it literally changed my life. I started on October 25th, 2018, and I was at 292 pounds. And as of today, current time, I am 222 pounds. So I've lost 70 pounds in a little over 9 months. So on my channel, I've been showing you guys my weight loss. I've been documenting everything, showing you guys. I do monthly weigh-ins, just kind of updating you guys on what all happened that month and where I'm at weight-wise. And then I also do what I eat in a day videos, which is showing you guys what I eat in a day and how, you know, I incorporate food with weight loss and everything. But I realized that I haven't really taken the time to actually sit you guys down and explain what Weight Watchers is, like kind of give you guys a blueprint, just the basics about it. And I get a lot of questions that I assume people know the answers to, but I realized like I haven't really taken the time to explain it, to actually answer all those questions in one place. So that's what this video is going to do. I want it to be very beginner friendly to my subscribers who've been following me from like a long time ago, for any new people who are just catching me, you know, in the YouTube algorithm somewhere. I want you guys to be able to really understand what Weight Watchers is, how it works, all that good stuff. So I've actually tried to film this 3 times already, but every time I go to edit it, I think I'm trying too hard to be politically correct and be very on point. And I realized that people actually don't really like that from me. They like me being realistic and they like to relate to me. So I've scratched it twice already, and now I'm trying to film it again and just kind of keep it very simple, very realistic, just give it to you straight, just as if I was explaining it to a family member, a friend, a coworker, whatever. So basically what Weight Watchers is, it's a lot of things. The fundamentals of it works off of tracking your points. So on Weight Watchers, you can eat whatever you want. You know, that's a big question that I get asked is, can you have this on Weight Watchers? Can you have this? What I love about Weight Watchers is that you could have absolutely whatever you want. There's nothing off limits. There's nothing, like, I've been on diets that they'll say you could only have these foods, or I've been on diets where they're like, you have to avoid these foods, but Weight Watchers doesn't do that at all. You can have whatever you want. So whenever you first sign up for Weight Watchers, they will give you your daily Smart Points budget and your weekly Smart Points budget. So this number depends on your age, height, gender, and of course your weight. So to simplify it more so, the heavier you are, the more points you'll have every single day and week. And then the lighter you are, the smaller you are, the lower amount of points that you'll have. So when I first started out, I had 38 Smart Points that I was given every single day. And then what happens is that you work with whatever number they give you, and then over time, as you start to lose weight, that number will decrease. So for me, I remember, I think I lost my first 10 pounds, and then it went from 38 to 36. And then I lost maybe 10-15 pounds more. It went from 36 to 34, and then so on and so forth. So right now, currently, I'm at 27 Smart Points. And then I think the lowest you can get is 23. So there's a big range. Sorry if you can hear that, it's thundering outside. There's a big range that you could have. The lowest is 23. I've heard of some people having like 60 Smart Points. So everybody's different. It just depends on where you start at. But with the daily Smart Points that you give you, you have to decide what you're gonna use them on, basically. So going into what exactly a Smart Point is, a Smart Point is like what Weight Watchers calculates. So you have diets out there who will calculate calories only. They'll tell you like, okay, in order for you to lose weight, you have to have 12,000 calories a day. I mean, 1,200 calories a day. Or you have diets that focus on carbs, protein, fats, sugar, like whatever. What I like about Weight Watchers is it kind of summarizes all of that information into one. And I believe a smart point is the calories, saturated fats, sugars, and proteins of a food item. And it will take all of that information, throw it into their little algorithm, and it will come out with one numeric value that is a smart point. So every single food or drink item already has a smart point value that's been predetermined. So there's no guesswork into it. Literally all you do is you scan the food or you type it into the app and you find out how many smart points it is, you determine what serving size you need it to be, and you track it. So I'll go ahead and give you a preview of what it looks like in my app. Let me scoot over some. So you can see I have the big number 27 because I currently have 27 points. I haven't tracked anything for today. But right here I have a Cheeto bag that I already ate, and we'll go ahead and scan that. So over here in the upper right corner, they have like a little barcode thing that you could tap on, scan an item, and then the smart points will automatically show up. So for this bag of Cheetos, it is 4 smart points for the entire thing. Let's say that I was only gonna have half of the bag. You could go to the serving size and then change it to half, and you'll see the smart points change from 4 to 2. Also, you could do ounces. With something like this, it really doesn't matter with ounces, but for like smaller things like rice, or for me, I do a lot of like fake fried chicken. So whenever I'm doing like my panko or my shake and bake, stuff like that, you can track things and measure them by ounce. So down here it says the meal time. So the first thing is for breakfast, then lunch, dinner, and then snacks. And then for the date, you could put it as today, you could change it back to yesterday, you could do it for tomorrow if you want to like pre-track in advance. I actually use the date option a lot because since I work overnights, Weight Watchers automatically, anything you track after midnight, it will put it as the next day. But for me, since I work overnight, I don't track like that. I track my food as from when I wake up until when I go to sleep. And so anything after midnight, I have to go back and change it from today to yesterday to make sure it all tracks on the correct day. I'm sorry if it's getting loud, it's raining really hard right now. So also, if you go back, you don't have to track everything with the barcode scanner. You can search for food, and here I can search for the Cheetos, and it'll actually, things that you search for very often and that you use very often, it'll automatically pop up. What's something else that I could track? Pizza rolls. I used to eat that so often. Rolls. So for 6 pizza rolls, it is 7 points. Let's say you only wanted to have 1. It is 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. So there's also foods within the program that are 0 points. So those are kind of like foods that you could do what you want with them, but you kind of have to like still use common sense. Just because something is 0 points doesn't mean that you could treat it like a buffet and you can eat like you can eat like all 0 points and only track a couple of things, like, because at the end of the day, 0 point foods still have calories, saturated fats, sugars, and protein. But what Weight Watchers likes to kind of encourage people to do is maybe start off a meal with like a 0 point base and then put like points on top of it. So like some things that are 0 point foods are most fruits and vegetables. Corn is my favorite vegetable and it's 0 points. Chicken is 0 points, like boneless, skinless chicken with no oil, none of the extra stuff. Beans are 0 points. Shrimp is 0 points. I believe fish is 0 points. Like pretty much the leanest of the leanest foods are 0 points. But if you start off a meal, like I say with chicken, that's 0 points. That chicken can be like your main substance of the meal, but then you can add maybe a side of mashed potatoes and a side of corn and a side of this and a side of, like, you could add other stuff to it. So instead of like you maybe going to a fast food place and getting something where the whole thing is 20 points, you could start out by that chicken being 0 points, so you can maybe cut it down to where the whole meal is like 8 or 10 points or something like that. So speaking of fast food restaurants, stuff like that, Weight Watchers does have a section, they do have a section in the app where you can look up different restaurants, different chain places. So you know, if you're in a bind or just whatever, you know, cooking isn't for everybody. So if you do end up having to go out for whatever reason, there is a section in the app where you can look up and see which restaurants are what, like what smart points are what. Scoot over again. If you scroll down in the app, All the way down you will see where it says recipes and restaurants. So let's go ahead and click on restaurants, and then you're going to click on restaurant name. So let's say, for example, we're going to Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to type in Chick, search, there's Chick-fil-A right there, and then pretty much the entire menu shows up right here. So let's go ahead and type in fries. Let's see how many points would be some fries. Search. So right here it goes ahead and tell you. So for a small thing of Chick-fil-A fries, it is 9 smart points. Can you guys believe that? For medium, it's 11. For large, it's 14. And for kids meals, it's 10. So that's pretty much how that works. Here, let's try another one, like Panda Express. Let's see, orange chicken. That's like their most popular thing. So for one order of Panda Express orange chicken, it is 16 points. So that's what I mean when I say that you could have whatever you want on Weight Watchers. You just have to make those decisions. You know, is 16 points worth it for you? For me, I only have 27 points. So if I use 16 points worth of it on Panda Express, that's like over half of my day gone just off of one little thing. So not only can you use it like that, but also you can go to where it says smart points. And for this one, it's almost like you're just searching it in a different way. So say you're going to a restaurant, and say you're going to a restaurant for dinner, and let's say you only have 7 points left. So you don't even want to see anything on the menu that's above 7 points. So what you'll do is you'll go to where it says smart points, and you'll click the 5 to 7 because you know you don't want anything more than 7. And let's say you went to Chili's for dinner. So right away it's going to bring you anything in their restaurant database that starts with Chili's, and everything in here is in between 5 to 7 points. So if I'm at a restaurant and I'm really hungry but I do want to stay on track and stay within my points, I could have their sirloin with grilled avocado, I could have their enchilada soup, I could have one order of their home-style fries, their rice and beans, stuff like that. So that's how that works. So let me go ahead and give you guys an example of what happens whenever you track an entire day. So starting out, like I said, I have 27 smart points. So let's say for breakfast, I had eggs, which I normally have 2 eggs. Eggs are 0 points. And let's say I have some sausage. This is the sausage that I usually have. I usually have half of one. So that's my breakfast for the day. You can see I used 1 smart point and then I have 26 remaining. So let's say for lunch I had a lean cuisine, Fiesta grilled chicken, 5 points. All right, that got me to 6. Let's say for dinner I had pizza. So there's a pizza that I make myself and I put it into the recipe builder. Let's see if I can get it to come up. All right, so this is kind of going into the more advanced stuff about Weight Watchers. I am going to make a video in the future about how the recipe builder works, but in case you're not, like, if you're making a meal that has a ton of ingredients in it, you don't want to have to every single time put salt, pepper, oil, chicken, like panko. You don't want to have to put that every single time. So you can put it all into the recipe builder and it will combine it in for you, and then you can track it from there. But I'll make a separate video about that later on. So for this one, I have my pizza, which is, you can see my ingredients down here. This is stuff that I've already put into the system. So I'm gonna go ahead and track it. That's 8 points. So now I've used 14, I have 13 remaining. So let's say for snacks I had these chips. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my barcode scanner. Scan it. Come on. 4 smart points, we'll track that. Let's say I also had some Reese's, because I usually have those every single day. I can have 3 Reese's pieces for 4 points. Track that. And what else? Let's say I had a rice cake, Quaker rice cake. You could also swipe it like this to track easily. So for today, it says that I've used 24 out of my 27 points, which means I have 3 remaining. And if you look up here where it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all that, the Tuesday has now turned blue. So what this means is basically Weight Watchers has what is called your healthy eating range. So the goal for me every single day is to eat 27 points, but they do allow you some leeway with that, so you don't have to like hit that every single day. So your healthy eating range is, it has to be at least 10 into it. So for me, if I'm starting at 27, I have to eat at least 17 points, and it can't be no more than 5 over it. So if I'm at 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32. So for me, my healthy eating range with 27 points is in between 17 and 32 points. If at the end of my day I'm anywhere in between that dot will turn blue, and it will let me know that I have eaten and I've stayed within my healthy eating range. So that's really a goal that I like to kind of set for myself every single day. And then by the end of my week, I really like to see my entire week blue. Like I'll swipe over to my last week and you can see every single day I stayed within my healthy eating range. So with that being said, we also have weekly smart points. So what your weeklies are there for is it's kind of like your cushion. It's like your extra that they give you. So with your daily smart points, they reset every single day at the end of the day. And then for your weekly smart points, obviously it resets every single week. So your weekly smart points are based as the same thing with your daily smart points. Basically what you could use these for is like, let's say you do like, I don't know, let's say like there's an event at the end of your week, maybe somebody's graduation, somebody's wedding, whatever, and you want to enjoy yourself, but you don't have the points for it. You know, not everything is going to fit into those 27 points. So what you will do is you will go into your weekly amount of points, which is kind of like what's left over. It's like Weight Watchers kind of like pillow cushion, that it's okay to eat this. Like they're trying to let you know that it's okay to treat yourself and to enjoy yourself every now and then. Like you definitely shouldn't be doing that every single day. That's why they try to keep you within that healthy eating range, but they do give you that weekly amount of points so that, you know, if there is a day, some people like to use their weeklies in one day, just like go all out, go to a restaurant or something, but other people like to like take from it a little bit every single day. So currently I have 42 weekly points. So at the beginning of every single week, they give me 42 points that I'm allowed to kind of go over into. But what's also cool is that for every day that you don't eat all of your points, because like I said, you have to at least eat 10 to be considered your healthy eating range. For every day that you don't eat all of your daily points, at least 4 of them will transfer to your weekly points. So for that example that I gave you today, I had 3 remaining. So since that 3 is under 4, that 3 will transfer into my weekly points of 42, meaning now I have 45 weekly points. It can kind of get like complicated whenever you're talking about it, but if you're just starting out, don't like let that kind of overwhelm you, because to be honest, for the first 5 months I never went into my weeklies. I didn't mess with weeklies. I didn't want nothing to do with it. And now I just kind of use them like if it's an event or something that like I have to use them for. But like I said, don't let that overwhelm you with all the numbers and the math and all that, because at the end of the day, it's just, you know, a little extra thing that Weight Watchers kind of gives you to help you succeed. So with that being said, that's pretty much how the points system works and how tracking works. But moving along into kind of like the mindset part of it, or the other part of it, Weight Watchers has 2 plans that you could choose from. Actually there's 3 plans, but majority people only pick from the first and the second one. You could do either online only, which is pretty much just access to the app, or you could do online plus workshops, which you get access to the app as well, but you also attend weekly workshops. So that is what I do. I do go to a Weight Watchers studio every single week, and there I weigh in and I get some information, and I have my weekly workshop. So I actually go to a Weight Watchers studio, but if you live in like a smaller city, or even some bigger cities, if you live somewhere where a Weight Watchers studio isn't really close to you, sometimes they'll hold these meetings in churches and convention centers, event centers, stuff like that. Like it may not actually be a place designated for Weight Watchers, but they'll have like a small space where you can go and have your workshop. So what you do at these meetings is you'll go in, and at first you will weigh in, and it's completely private. I don't know why, but I've actually had several people, I think they think that when you weigh in, it's kind of like those shows like The Biggest Loser or extreme weight loss where you weigh in front of a whole group of people and it's this big dramatic thing and they're like, oh my gosh. It's not like that at all. So you go into the stall, and in there they have like a leader or a receptionist. They have like a worker there, and they have the scale, and so you'll step on the scale, they'll track your weight down. They may talk to you for a little bit. They will give you your weekly, and then you will go towards the back of the studio and you will begin your workshop. So the workshops are pretty much like class, but not really. It's not like school. I really hate to describe it like this, but I don't know any other way. I always say this. It's kind of like AA for weight loss if you kind of think about it. It's pretty much a safe place to talk about any and all things relating to weight loss. So every single week there is a topic. I did bring one of my weeklies here so you guys can see. This is what you'll receive every single week. It has the topic for whatever it is that week, and then has some information on here. And then on the other side, it always has a recipe that you could try. So yeah, this one is quick tuna pasta, and it's 7 smart points. So whatever the topic is for that week is what is going to be the topic for the workshop. So for this one, it's called Separating Fats from Fiction. Basically, in our meeting, we just learned the difference between saturated fats and unsaturated fats, which is actually pretty interesting because I didn't even know the difference. And yeah, you actually end up learning a lot of things in your meetings. So there's usually a topic that you can like learn from, or like a discussion. Whenever I first started, like I said, I started in October, so I was going into like all the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like back to back to back. So a lot of our weeklies were about holiday related stuff and how to like stay on track during the holidays. But also in our meetings, it's really like peer run. Like we do have our leader, our main leader, who leads the conversation. He may like put a question out there, but for the most part, it's like the members who really like run it. So in there, people will share their testimonies. They'll share their struggles. They will share recipes. They'll like, you know, they'll be like, I found this here for 3 smart points. Oh, well, I found this here for 2 smart points. Like you learn a lot from them. Like I can't tell you how many times like I've gone and I've learned things from the other members just by hearing them and hearing their struggles and just how they like overcame them. And then there's a lot of lifetime members in there. So what lifetime is pretty much once you have gotten on Weight Watchers, you've made it to your goal and you've maintained that goal for a certain amount of time, you will become what is called lifetime. So lifetime members no longer have to pay for Weight Watchers. They don't. They do have to maintain that weight. So I believe they can't be any more than 2 pounds over and any less than 2 pounds under. So you have to stay within that range. But when you reach lifetime, like I said, you don't have to pay, and you get to continue to use the app and go to the meetings for as long as you want, as long as you maintain that weight. So in my meeting, we have a lot of lifetime members, and I've learned so much from them. I think in the future, I'm probably gonna make a video about my first experience whenever I went, because honestly, I was super nervous. I did kind of feel a little bit intimidated. And you know, most of the people there are older, and for me being 23 years old, I didn't like, I kind of felt a little bit out of place at first. But the main thing that I've learned is that we all go through the same things, regardless if people are in their 20s, in their 70s, you know, whatever. We're all going through the same things, and that's not something that you should be hesitant about. Also, I remember my coach is actually a man, and I remember he said several times that he felt very intimidated when he first went because he was a man, you know, and Weight Watchers is majority women. So just to let you know, regardless if you're younger, if you're a male, if you're black, white, like whatever the situation is, it's a complete safe space. Like the one thing that you'll have in common with everybody there is that we all struggle with weight loss, weight gain, weight maintenance, whatever. So don't be afraid to go there and be open and stuff. Also, you do not have to talk if you don't want to talk. I am one of those people, I've probably said 2 sentences in the entire time that I'm there. That may be shocking because I talk a lot here on YouTube, but I'm actually really shy and quiet in person, and I'm just not one of those people who like to talk. Like I just get super anxious and nervous. So if you want to just sit there and listen like I do, you can totally do that. Or you could go and give suggestions. You could, you know, just use it like however you want to use it for. So also, one of the most favorite parts about our meetings is that we get We do like celebrations, and so whenever you hit certain milestones, Weight Watchers will, for one, give you one of these charms, and they will celebrate you in the meeting. So I currently have 5 charms. I got this blue one whenever I lost 5 pounds, the purple one for 10 pounds, the green one for 25, and the orange one for 50. Like I said in the beginning, I'm currently 70 pounds down, and I believe we get a charm at 75. So I'll be looking forward to that. I also got a little summer charm. They gave us a charm just for attending 6 out of the 8 meetings in summer 2019. So just little incentives like that kind of like keep you going. I know for me, I cherish these charms more than like majority of the stuff in my house. That's why I keep them on this keychain and in a safe place in my house, because these mean more to me, because this literally like represents how much weight you've lost. So just little cool things like that, like kind of just keep it light, keep it fun. Sometimes with weight and weight loss, it could kind of be like a taboo subject. You know, a lot of people don't really like to talk about weight loss in person. Different people can have different situations. I know there's some people who maybe they're the only bigger one in their family and they feel like they can't talk to the rest of their family, or maybe the entire family is unhealthy and bigger, but it's something that nobody really talks about. But with Weight Watchers and with the meetings, you get a sense of like belonging, and it's like okay to address these things. It's okay to talk about something that you would probably feel super embarrassed to talk about otherwise. Also, I get the question a lot of whether the weekly meetings like help me, or like does it really make a difference if somebody goes to the meetings or not, because it is more money if you go to the meetings, and also not everybody has access to go to the meetings. I think it's different for everybody, but for me personally, I've gotten a lot out of my meetings, and I don't think I would be where I am now if it weren't for my meetings. You know, the app itself, it really helps with the physical part of losing weight, the actual tracking, making you aware of what you're putting into your body. But the meetings have actually helped me with the more mindset part of things, because it just allows me to know like, okay, it's okay to think these things, it's okay to be going through these things. And it also gives me like a sense of like camaraderie, because I don't really have friends, and even though I'm very shy in the meetings, it's nice to be able to go and see, you know, pretty much the same group of people every single week, and the discussion is pretty much the same, but it like, I don't know, it's just nice for me. And I definitely feel like I wouldn't be where I am today without going to the meetings. Like, I think I still would have done well, because the program itself is genius, but the meetings for sure help. But another thing about Weight Watchers, if you're not able to go to the meetings, or you don't want to go to the meetings or whatever, they do have such a large community online. There are so many people doing Weight Watchers, and I didn't even know this before I started, but like as soon as I started posting stuff about Weight Watchers, like people by the hundreds were like coming, and I just could not believe how many people were doing the same thing I'm doing. So you'll find a lot of people here on YouTube, you'll find them on Instagram, but most importantly, if you join Weight Watchers, they actually have their own social media within the app, and that is called Weight Watchers Connect. So here, I'll scoot over and give you guys another preview, but in the app, if you look down at the bottom, it says My Day, Journey, the plus sign if you want to, you know, track something, and over here it says Connect. So in Connect, it's kind of like the Instagram for Weight Watcher members. So you can post something onto Connect, you can follow people onto Connect. They have different groups that you could do onto Connect. And then let's go ahead and browse different groups. So they have tons of groups that you could choose from, and if you join these groups, basically what it is, you can like look into it. You could post things on there, but I never post, I just look into it. So they have ones based off of your identity. In my 60s, Black women, what? I did not even know they had this. Shook. Well, let me join that real quick. Okay, they have a group just for Black women. All right, I'm gonna get off of here because I don't want to like expose anyone's user's name, but yeah, Connect is really awesome if you want to like do things on there and share posts on there, get a lot of cool feedback and inspiration and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a great tool so you can stay connected and feel like you're not alone in this situation. So yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it when it comes to Weight Watchers. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that it maybe gave people some clarity on how the program works and all that good stuff. There's some other little tidbits here and there about it, but one exciting thing is that I'm actually not just stopping here. I'm actually turning this entire thing into a Weight Watchers series. There's so many different things and aspects that I can talk about, and so in my next video in this series, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the app, show you guys how the app works, and then like I said before, I'm going to be showing you guys how the recipe builder works, and there, like, I have an entire list of things that I want to do, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And yeah, you guys, also if there's anybody on here who wants to join Weight Watchers, I'm going to leave my referral link down below in the description box. If you end up signing up through that link, it will give you your first month free, and it will also give me a month free for referring you. And this link isn't anything specific to me or special to me. You know, any Weight Watcher member has a referral link, so if you watching this join today, you will actually have a referral link and you'll be able to refer people as well. And one thing that I always tell people is that, you know, if you know somebody who's already doing Weight Watchers, you know, family member, church member, whatever, and you're thinking about joining, maybe you should just ask that person for their referral link and kind of just use that as a way to bless them, so that you can get a month free, but also they can get a month free, and that's another month that they don't have to pay for it. But if you don't know anyone else doing Weight Watchers, I would greatly appreciate if you would use my link. You know, every little bit helps, and I would just be very, very thankful. All right guys, so that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on this journey, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.